Hello and welcome. Today I got a couple of tips for you about working in After Effects, specifically on making some models look more interesting or real. So I was working on this project where I had to make a house here look big for, like, this is a little tiny cardboard model house we made, but I need to make it look real and big, and at the moment it just doesn't look like an actual house. So here is what I did. So the first thing I did was I masked around the outside, give that some feather, and then go ahead and go to Effect, Keying, Key Light, and just key out that blue. That's not great, but we're just going to do a rough one. You usually can switch it to intermediate result and then go to keying, advanced spell suppressor, go to ultra and set the color to the color that you're keying, and that should help. Anyway, I wanted to show you how I added some real texture to this. So I had this trick where I took a picture, like a stock photo, of some, like, I wanted this house to be plaster, alright? So I got this, like, crumbling plaster thing, and I used the corner pin effect. So you go to Effect, Distort, Corner Pin, and then you can drag around the corners to match your object. I thought that would be a nice texture. I then set the blending mode to luminosity, I believe. Yeah, set to, this is it on normal, which is just, and some transparency, but then I set it to luminosity, which basically just takes the dark and the bright parts and applies it over, and not the color. It leaves the color of what's below it. So I just turned down the opacity on that, and that added some texture. I also did this with some wood over here to add a real wood texture. I also did it to the door in the final product, but I'm not going to do this, go through that right now. And then one of my other tricks is compositing options in masks. So I found if you draw around these bricks, like if you want these bricks over here, if you want it to look more real and just get rid of those, you can make a mask around it, you can set it to none or add if you already have a mask, and then apply. So I want to get rid of the bricks, right? That's do that. So you go to blur and sharpen and then Gaussian blur and blur it way up. Now that's not what you really want, but here's the deal. You go down to effects down here under fire, Gaussian blur, however you pronounce that. Hit plus on compositing options and then set it to your mask. So now it should only blur inside the mask. For some reason it is not doing that, which is not right. Maybe I have to set it to add. I'm sorry. Don't set it to none, set it to add. And now the bricks are gone. You might want to feather that a little bit so there's no hard edges. Boom. Now if you wanted to, you could do that for, if you want the bricks gone, do that for some other ones here. And then go about it the same way. Set, you might have to make a new Gaussian blur. Anyway, that's one tip that I found out. And then, yeah, I just went through and did the rest of it with textures, and I will put in the final product in just a second. Thanks for checking this out. See you next week.